Hi, I'm Kathy. You've reached me at my sewing practice. This is a channel where I talk a lot about fashion sewing, and today I have two Love Notions patterns. If you're new here, please stick around and watch to the very end, and please introduce yourself in the comments. I'll see you at the end. Bye-bye. Hi, friends in my telephone. How are you doing today? Today I'm going to talk about two patterns. They are both by Love Notions. One stretched me style-wise and one stretched me sewing skill-wise. So let's expound upon what I am saying. To start with, the Forte top is the first one. Now this is a knit top. It has very many different views because, as you know, with Love Notions, you do really get what you pay for. And this top stretched me style-wise. See, I don't really gravitate towards hemlines that are irregular, and I don't really gravitate towards a pixie look in general. But for some reason, I wanted to stretch myself this one time. I guess it was the neckline that I wanted, so therefore I did not want to make view A, even though that would have been safer, or C, although that would have been safer for my style. I chose the irregular hemline, excuse me, hair, and I sewed up the garment, and sure enough, I love it is more than I actually thought. And as I suspected, this neckline is very flattering. However, I did not love the handkerchief hem. So the front of it, I did trim off. Now that was super easy because this pattern, I didn't finish the hem. I just left it raw because, as we know, knits don't fray, and a hem on this garment just wouldn't have been right. It just would have been too heavy. I did try doing a rolled hem on the ruffled sleeve, and it actually did not add anything. And if I was to do it again, I think I will leave that raw also. So that is the style story of this top. It was a success, and I will definitely make it again. The next time I make it, I will attempt one other modification though, and that is from the advice of other people who have made it. Instead of having the seam line go across the bust, I will try to lower it. Now, when I lower it, I probably will need to bring in a little bit right here. But I would like to experiment and see if that is a better look. But as far as construction, it was a very fast make. And if you don't want to get the thread put on your overlocker serger to match your fabric, you don't even have to. You can construct the entire thing on your regular sewing machine. You see this hem here, or this seam here, you have to stop 3/8 of an inch before you get to the end, and that accommodates the ability to turn under this neck edge. All it is a turned under. So you don't need to have matching trim or ribbing either for this pattern, which is another advantage of it. But because you need a little bit more precision, the serger is inappropriate. But when I say precision, that doesn't translate into difficult. It just means you're going to stop a seam a little soon. So it is a quick make, and it is an attractive top, and I like it. So 2 thumbs up to Love Notions again with their easy, user-friendly top patterns. Now, my next make was almost in every way the opposite. A classic pair of pants, a little bit fitted, or they are fitted. But construction-wise, I was challenged. Now, it was nothing to do with Love Notions, except for the fact that the Glissando, every view is a button fly, and I don't have any need for a button fly in my life. So this pattern, you can make the skirt, as you can see. You could do shorts or you can do pants, and the pants are a wide leg that do stop above the shoes. So I thought I would start with shorts. At the time I made them, it was February, but hear me out, I was going to Florida. And the other thing I was interested in about this pattern was they have a full belly option. So my first rendition actually went fairly well for a first rendition. I got a tutorial for the fly, and I put it together step by step, and I did a really good job. They came out a little big, so I did take some in here, and I had used that full belly adjustment. Now, this is my attempt at being somewhat humorous, but my belly must be more like a C cup, and it's drafted for a D cup, if you get my meaning. So it came out a little too big for me. Now, I also made the size that was at the upper end of my range, so I had to make a few adjustments. I took a little elastic and put it in the waist, and um, like I said, I took in the tucks and stuff. And they're just a little bit big. Specifically, they kind of come up real close to they're super high rise. And high rise is okay, but super high rise, I just don't like the way that feels when you're sitting, because it feels like your waistband's up under your bra, and I don't really care for that. But so I knew I wanted to make a couple adjustments for the next pair. So I wear these, and they are a success. What I didn't know at the time is I would be waiting 6 months before I made my next pair. My next pair were a disaster. I mean, a big disaster. So what happened was I had made notes, so I remembered I didn't want to do a full belly, but then I got a little bit like, oh, I want to make a smaller size, and I want to get rid of the full belly. I'm getting a little bit anxious about making them too small, which, I don't know about you, but that's one of my big fears in sewing is making something too small. But in addition to that, I went to the website on Love Notions to get the zipper tutorial, and that tutorial didn't work for me. The fabric the presenter used was very dark. There was no schematics, and I just didn't understand the language. As you know, when you're learning something, language is important, and whether something's called a fly shield or a fly facing or this or that, I just was confused. I didn't really understand it. And in my state of mind and in my confusion, I literally cut into the wrong part of my fabric. There's no fixing that. For some reason, I went ahead and finished the pants, and even the waistband didn't work out for me. And also, with this pattern, the pockets go clear over to the zipper, and I didn't get that tucked in there correctly either. And that's when I told you guys, like, 1 week I said they're on my cutting table, they'll be done, and the next week, crickets. I didn't say anything about it. And then I did reveal that I had a fail. I was just so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And then it occurred to me I had used a different tutorial for the zipper fly the first time. I had used my buddy Joanna Lundstrom, and I mean buddy as in, like, I think she's awesome. And she's from The Last Stitch, which is a YouTube channel, although she does not record anymore. And I love her teaching style. I had all of her books but the jeans book. And so that's what I had done, is I'd gone to her video tutorials on a fly for jeans. So on my next rendition, I went and used her video, and step by step, I just turned on and off the video, and I got a perfect fly again. And I extended the crotch, more. That was my adjustment for that one. And I came up with another pair of very nice shorts. And on this one, I chose not to finish the hem because I'm just fun like that, And then for my next pair, I actually had her book on hand. And success. I've got it all outlined here, and I don't even have to use the video now. And the language is starting to sink in. You know, I've been not making many things with zippers, and I need to get back into a more style with more structured garments because I need that biofeedback of having structure on my body, because I've gotten into some indicators of possible poor health. I'm heading into metabolic syndrome. I mean, if you go through a traffic light and it turns yellow as you go through, that's where I'm at. I mean, I'm not in yellow and I'm not in red. But if I continue with the lifestyle I'm leading, I'll probably go yellow and red. And, you know, I would prefer not to get those, you know, poor outcomes of heart failure and diabetes. I would like to live a higher quality life than that. So I'm making some changes in my health, and where that came over into the sewing room was, like I said, I want to wear a few more fitted garments. Just get that biofeedback of my stomach being held in and holding my posture up and so forth. And thus far, I've done that with these pants. They're a success. I'm going to go into jeans next, and I'm going to stick with this pattern and make modifications to make them into jeans, because although they might still be a little too high, I think my next modification is I'm going to take 3/4 of an inch out of the entire rise. It would be easier for me to make sewing modifications than fit modifications, because I've almost got the fit perfect. And I'll tell you, if something does fit you really well and it's still structured, it's still very comfortable. So those, in summary, are my 2 Love Notion patterns. Very different, but together they do create an outfit. And at this point, they're both successful. And that is what I have to bring to you today. So you just have a great day with your family today, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.